Liz Steele, finally our opening fits what the weather is like, you know?
Yeah, we got a heat wave coming, and depending on where you are in the province, it could get up and over around 30 degrees.
Yeah, little reminder, sunscreen, and put your hat on your babies.
Put your hat on your babies. Well, here's the thing, too. That sounds fun because we had another slow start to spring.
Yes.
Like we did last year. And was like, come on, where is the heat?
Every day.
Well, the heat is coming.
It
but
is.
The snow melt is also happening. That's a problem with flooding.
It's real.
There's 42 wildfires already burning in the province. So
and a fire
all
ban.
Sounds like fun, but it's potentially tricky.
And we were talking about this last week. This is that sweet spot, or the scary spot, actually, in your home province of Alberta, certainly feeling the burn, literally speaking, because it is in between the melted snow and that sort of first, sprout of spring that we see here on the south coast. We have it. That brings the moisture, holds the moisture. But what we see in the interior, it's pretty scary when you see those thunderstorms rolling through and stuff. We got to be careful.
Yeah, and already I'm thinking to myself, all the years that we have, endured smoky skies where the sun is like an orb of red, and where I hope that's not going to happen again, because there's been too many people whose lives have been upended by wildfires and flooding and other weather-related, climate change-related things. So
look out for one another, especially in this heat. Let's do our pour of the week.
Oh, our show sponsor, Cascadia Liquor, who we love them. Serving up as the pour of the week a Henkel Trocken, which you've probably had this before, and it's a good, decent, affordable, sparkling wine.
Hey, I would like that for Mother's Day. I'm telling you right now.
Mother's Day on Sunday.
Yes, please.
There's a perfect gift, so head your way down to Cascadia Liquor.
Look at the bear with the cubs. I love that logo.
I have had a couple of people reach out to me and say, oh, you guys are so lucky to have Cascadia as your sponsor. What a great, great franchise. So come on to Vancouver. That's what we're saying next.
Come on to it. Coming up on Steele and Vance, we got a jam show as we do each and every week. Can't believe we're 36 weeks into this program. Can you believe it's flying by? So we're going to talk about the BC Housing Report and the forensic audit.
Because whether you've heard about this or not, there has been a concern about the fact that tens of millions of tax dollars have been sort of funneled toward this Atira Housing Society, which provides kind of low-income housing for women.
Yeah.
Problem is that there's the head of BC Housing is married to the head of Atira, and there's been some concerns and a forensic audit, and we're going to dig into that.
Jen St. Dennis
with
of
the
the Tyee.
At the Tyee.
Yeah, she's amazing and has been covering just SROs and whatnot, has the inside track to some whistleblowers and some really great information. We'll get into things with Jen. You have to tune in so you understand this very complex story.
And frustrating story.
It is a frustrating story.
Major conflict of interest.
I want to talk frustrating, trying to have a baby and it not working. I know there are a lot of people watching right now who have either been there, done that, or have suffered losses, what have you. Fertility. We're going to talk fertility with one of the foremost fertility experts in Canada. Dr. Al Usby will be our guest.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, I'd love to have a family, but I can't afford it. So that's part of the equation as well. And also, you may have heard this, but according to the World Health Organization, COVID, the emergency, is over.
Yes.
Doesn't feel over. No. I mean, it does in some ways. Still wearing a mask occasionally. Got my bivalent a couple of months ago.
We're all boosted.
Yeah.
And it does sort. Apologies to the CHEK receptionist, because the calls are going to come in and the emails are coming in from the anti-vaxxers. They don't like it when we talk about how we vaccinated our way out of the emergency phase of COVID. We'll talk through all of that as well. So prepare to be triggered if you're an anti-vaxxer. It's time now for
Hot headlines.
Let's do it!
Oh my goodness. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did tune in to CNN to watch this Trump town hall last night. And I regretted it about 5 minutes in. This is just a snippet of what it sounded like.
Why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Oh, he doesn't like Trump does not like a strong woman, Linda. Caitlin Collins there pressing him. And you warned me, because I was dropping off my son at baseball, so I taped it and I came back and I saw you tweeting about it. I'm like, I'm just about to go in, and you're like, save yourself. But I had to watch it, and it was very, I frankly agreed with Joe Biden's tweet after the fact, where it basically was, you want 4 more years of that?
Well, not to mention, he lied, within the first 30
6
seconds.
Yeah.
He was lying about the fact that the election was rigged and it was stolen and all the rest of it. And that host who was trying to fact check him live, I mean, that was like an impossible task. And she did a pretty good job, but that's why she was trying to go hard on him.
She's very well versed on all of it. She is the White House bureau chief, Caitlin Collins, given the untenable task of having to run that town hall with an audience of Republicans and undecided voters in New Hampshire, which was just like brutal.
First of all, Trump this week,
Guilty.
just a couple of days ago, found guilty of sexually abusing the former columnist E. Jean Carroll.
Yes.
And when he was asked about that, he laughed and made fun of her to the point where she is now considering suing him for a third time.
She should. It was harassment live on television. It is just not on. Another thing that was not on is George Santos. How
Another
he is
serial liar.
Right? This U.S. representative is now facing charges. He was taken into custody, and he still walked out of being in custody, being charged with serious crimes.
Money laundering.
But he walked out and he's like, witch hunt. It's all starting to sound very familiar. When people use witch hunt and that kind of Trumpism, we got to identify it for what it is. It is gaslighting.
Yeah, something I did not watch that a lot of people did around the world was the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla. And I thought to myself, when they were doing the moment where they were trying to place the cartoony crown on his head, and it was kind of like beep, 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 beep. Did you see that? It was like trying to.
He was going down low to make sure it was balanced. Well, you're not allowed to touch it. And Camilla broke with protocol because she fixed her bangs, and you're told you're not supposed to do that.
Why?
Anyways,
who cares? It's all so
it's
silly.
pomp and circumstance, and it goes back to the 1200s. So I watched it. I watched History in the Making.
You?
I did. I woke up in the night and
You got up for that?
I did.
Wow. Well, good for you. It is history. Here's
thing.
another little bit of history. Finally, the Trudeau government was essentially bullied, ashamed, or whatever into expelling a Chinese diplomat. And this was the person who allegedly was threatening Michael Chong, the Conservative MP's family in China. And government said, well, hey, we can't do this quickly because there's going to be repercussions. And in fact, instantly China kicked out one of our diplomats.
China doesn't like us. This just in. I mean, Exactly. I think that it is really important that any form of harassment of families here, there, anywhere, domestic, abroad, it needs to be
addressed.
It needs to be managed, addressed, and with the criminal code, it needs to change so that it doesn't take this long for people to be like, oh yeah, that's probably wrong.
There is some good news. That was good news too. But we've talked about the healthcare crisis and the lack of trained professionals. Well, finally, the various provinces tweaked the rules around foreigners coming into work, and so suddenly foreign trained nurses can actually work here. And since January, 3,300 of them have applied in BC. Suddenly we don't have a crisis. Imagine that. You just tweak a couple of rules.
How long have we been calling for this
Forever.
as a society? Like, how many times have you been introduced to somebody who's like, yeah, no, I'm the waitress at the such and such, but I am actually a neurosurgeon in
Driving
Denmark.
your cab.
Yeah, exactly. It's a thing. Oh, WestJet pilots are another thing we got to talk about because people planning vacations. It's like maybe they go on strike.
Well, I mean, this was an information picket because next week it could be the real thing. And they are saying because of COVID, a lot of the airline industry is getting back to normal, and they are actually taking pilots from WestJet are being wooed to other airlines south of the border where they're making more money.
So much money. Big news, a couple big news things. We were wondering where Tucker Carlson might land. Apparently he's going to land on Twitter, working along with Elon Musk.
But that means Elon Musk also making news himself because he is not actually going to be running Twitter anymore. Hurrah! He's done what he said he was going to do. He's hired a new CEO, and we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be very interesting to see because when we saw that tweet roll by today, the first thing I was like, who's his new CEO? Is it Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
Oh, who knows what comes next here.
Wait, one more thing that we should mention. You might have seen it. The Canadian passport got a big makeover. Oh, yeah. And the big news is that you're actually going to be able to go online and renew your passport. Woohoo! They should have done that a long time ago. There is a bit of a flap, though, because they removed some of the big images like Terry Fox and Vimy Ridge, which we had in the old passport, and replaced them with squirrels eating nuts. And
I think that's a mistake. I think that's a huge mistake. I think we should have kept Terry Fox and Vimy Ridge, and I know the argument is we can celebrate those in other ways, but no. How about no? How about we just leave that in the pages? Add more pages if you want squirrels and nuts and such.
Indeed.
Anyways, okay, let's take a pause here because we've got so much to get to on the program. And later in the show, as we mentioned right off the top, the COVID emergency is over. But what does that really mean? How are we all feeling about this new normal, and what will back to work maybe look like moving forward? Here we go.
Right. Also ahead, nonprofit nepotism. We've got a story that involves a serial conflict of interest between a husband and wife and tens of millions of your tax dollars.